All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 stories. Look them up. It's patrol gangs, narcotics, gross. Just look them up. They're my babies. Now we've been going to a new segment of asking me questions. You want to ask me a question, email me at, I read that literally, okay, rsbcopstories@gmail.com. I'm over 400 of these babies, man. I'm getting goofy on this, so hopefully I got it right. So here it is, and so ask me a question. Now, what we're doing now is we're doing several segments on supervision. Okay, people ask me a question, and I just can't give one answer. I'm going to go, what we decided to do is go my whole career, starting with the first batch. Okay, now we're at, this is the next segment. This is Bad Supervisors, okay? I have about 2.5 years on, maybe, something like that, working the night watch. Actually the deuce watch, which is 6 at night till 2 in the morning. I have a Caucasian partner, big burly linebacker working with him. Really nice guy. Okay, we had a supervisor. I don't appreciate this. I'm still upset over it, and because I'm a minority and you shouldn't be doing this. We had a reverse racist, I guess I'll call this, an RR, reverse racist. It's a Latino officer, excuse me, Latino sergeant that only wanted his name given, only wanted to be called by his very Latino accented name. I wish I could say it, but it'd be like saying, this is not his name. Say it, Lopez, okay? You go, hey, Sergeant Lopez. He'd go, no, it's Lopez. Really? How many Z's at the end of Lopez? Okay, Lopez. And then he'd tell Caucasian officers, oh, by the way, the accent's over the O, so it's Lopez. It's not Lopez. Really, bro? Okay, that's what he was, okay? And here's what upset me. I don't care if he wants to pronounce his name a certain way. Everybody has to want to pronounce his name a certain way. I mean, that's only correct. Here's what he would do, though. Okay, we worked a heavy Latin area. Once in a while, we'd get arrests of different people, Caucasians. Once in a while, we got an Asian. We'd get some blacks. But, 80% of our arrests were probably 85 were Latino drunk drivers. Because that's what we would do. We'd book probably a drunk driver a night. Maybe sometimes twice. That's all we do, And so you come in, here's an example. You come in with a Latin arrestee. Some of them were undocumented aliens. It has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't matter what you are. You commit the crime, that's it. You do the time. Okay. So we bring him in. We have to have a supervisor approve the booking. He looks at your prisoner, make sure you didn't beat him, and ask him how he's doing, and then you take him out. Okay. So we go in there and, Sarge, okay, he comes out, And he always looked down at us, everybody, not just me. He was an equal offender, both to Latino officers and to Caucasian officers. He'd walk by as like he's, that type, right? They look at you without looking at you. I don't like that. He'd sit there and kneel down, and he'd start speaking to him in Spanish. And I speak Spanish, I'm listening, right? Oh, are you okay? Did the officers hurt you? Did you call your names? Why are you listening from this guy? If he has a problem, he could tell me. But maybe you want to make sure we don't do anything bad? Okay, fine. Is everything okay? Are you all right? Do you need to call your family? Oh my gosh, we're not social workers here. Nowadays, a lot of cops sound like they're social workers. No, we're police officers, okay? Oh, is everything all right? Okay, the handcuffs too tight? Oh my gosh, why don't you marry the guy? Seriously. So I'm like, sit outside the car. It goes on for, I don't know, a couple minutes. Everything all right? Okay, fine. Looks at me, okay, book him, but call me, tell me what the reading was in the machine. Okay. That was kind of a pertinent thing I think he should ask for, because he needs to make sure I got it right. We have a righteous arrest, that he does blow high enough on the machine. Okay, that's a good audit from him. But to get into that was like, he didn't make it sound like it was an audit. He made it sound like he wasn't trusting us. Boy, he might be a little low, on the numbers. So call me and let me know what the number is. Yeah, all right, kiss my tuchus. Okay, so we put him in the car, off we go. We booked, I don't know how many deuces. We worked together a year, so I would say probably, I don't know, a couple of hundred, okay? I don't book Hummers. We used to call them Hummers, guys that were right on the edge, like a 7 on the machine. No, if he's a 7, we call his family, or a 6. Family comes and gets them, give them the keys, get their name, and they take it away. Once they're gone, then if they put him in a car and he drives and kills somebody, we're off the hook. We did the right thing. We don't do that. Okay. In those days it was 10 though. Nowadays it's 8. In those days it was 10 on the machine. 0.10. So, so I call. I never had one below 15. There's 18, 23. I mean, all these numbers. Okay. Okay, fine. A couple days later, you pick up a white guy, Caucasian. Okay, I call them white guys because I don't get too many of them. Deuce, bring him in. Okay. Hey, Sarge, we got one. He comes out. He looks inside. Oh, okay. Here, book him. Well, that was weird. First time that happened, we get in the car. My partner and I get in the car and we go, what was that all about? I don't know. So we just kind of drove to the jail and booked the guy in. He blew 20 or something. We come out of the car and go, and I brought it up. I said, he thought that was kind of weird. He goes, yeah, he didn't ask him any questions. That's really strange. I guess he doesn't care about Caucasians people. Your families, and you call your mother, and his handcuffs too tight, and the officers beat you, and nothing. Well, that's weird. So we'll just keep an eye on him. Now we're keeping an eye on him. Okay. 2 hours later, we're bringing a Latino. Are you okay? Is your family all right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so he is reverse racist. He is leading and taking care of the Latinos, and he could care less about non-Latinos. We brought in a black guy. He didn't even get near the car. He just walked in and goes, "Oh, book him." A couple of days later, we brought in an Asian guy, and in between several Latinos. But I mean, this is where it was going. Going, oh, that's not right, man. It's not right. Okay, so we don't want a segment here on this guy because we had an incident which is really bad. Okay, and I'll try to give. You already heard the story, or I already said the story, but I'll keep it quick as I can. Stopped the Latin guy. Tried to put the cuffs on him. He's fighting like this. We choke him. We're stringing around. He gets away from the choke because I couldn't quite get on him. I was sweaty. He spins to get away. He falls on his back and he rightly hits his head on the curb. Okay, we grab him, roll him over. And head injuries, may or may not know, they bleed a lot. So he's got blood pouring out the back of his head. Hook him up, take him to the hospital. When everybody's hurt, we have to call a supervisor. So we call. He shows up. Our supervisor, our buddy. What's happening? I told him what happened, and he really was. You know, you talk to someone, but like say you're the person, I'm the sergeant, you're talking to me, as you're explaining to me, he's like, he doesn't care what I'm saying. He's not even listening. He wants to look at that arrestee. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Here we go again. Okay. And we got the guy handcuffed, sitting up on the gurney with his hands handcuffed to the railing. Okay. And I'm okay, you know, these guys beat me up, and I go, no, we didn't. Well, you know, you can make a complaint, we'll have to look into that. I mean, really, guy, you don't believe your officers. Okay, it's fine. Make a short story long, the doctor comes out. We can't examine him if he's handcuffed there like an animal. That was the little doctor's name, the little doctor that said that. I won't mention his race, but he's a very caring type of people, which is fine. So Mr. Hotshot Sergeant, well, take one handcuff off so they can do the blood pressure. I said, sorry, we had to fight him to get in here. Hey, I'm the supervisor, take the cuff off. Again, he's taking care of his people. Okay? Should treat everyone equal, not that way. Took a handcuff off. Doctor rolls up, gets kicked in the nuts, slid across the room in that little 3-wheel or 5-wheel chart, falls on the floor. He doesn't have his testicles now into his scrotum. We have to fight this guy. He's got a cuff to a gurney. The gurney's on the ground. Nurses are jumping back. You know, pads, hospital pads everywhere. You know, I mean, just it was amazing. We finally got him choked out, put him on the gurney, got him handcuffed, and we're all, you know, now we had to choke him, beat him because he wanted to take care of his people. That's a crock. So he gets up and he goes, oh. And, well, okay, just book him, and he leaves. Oh, gee, thanks. Thank you for stirring the pot and making us fight this guy twice or more because you didn't want to offend a Latino. You know, if you treat all suspects the same way, you don't have any problems. You treat, just even today, you treat all the arrestees the same way, then as officers, you don't have a problem. Now, sure, the public and the media and the attorneys will say different, but if you treat everyone the same, you can go back to defending that. You can defend that. I treat everybody the same. I don't care what they are. Okay. So subsequently, he was he was sewn back together. Without Novocaine, without any kind of treatment. Probably one of the worst screams I've ever heard is when the doctor told us to please hold him down, and the nurse says, "Doctor, I haven't given him a shot yet." And he looks at her and says, "Give me number 3 needle," whatever the hell it was. And both nurses looked at each other. "Give me the needle." And he starts sewing that subcutaneous skin or whatever. This guy was screaming so hard, I felt sorry for him. We're holding on to him. Then he did the other one. Then he slowly walked away with one leg kind of dragging because I'm sure one of his testes was in the wrong place. Okay. So this guy caused this. This racist, reverse racist supervisor caused all this. If he had just left him handcuffed on the gurney, they could have sewed him up the correct way without with the drugs to knock him out. And here this guy suffered. He got choked out by us. He got, stomach was pumped out of air. We hit him in the stomach so the air comes out so we can choke him. Dragged around the floor, picked up, cuffed, and then he gets sewn with Novocaine by a doctor who now doesn't have one testicle, only has one testicle. He's sewing up this guy. I'll tell you, man, it's all because of this guy. If you just treated it the right way, no one would have got hurt. Luckily, we didn't get hurt because we're going to take care of this, but that was a bad one. That was a bad supervisor doing bad things, okay? And I hope I have time to go what happened next. Justice is served here. Perfect. Okay, so now, later on, let's talk about stuff going in full circle. He had a really neat 2-door Thunderbird. I believe it was black. I'm talking about a 2-door 60s with the porthole on the side of the lid that comes off, really nice. Fully restored, and we didn't have a parking structure, so we had to park around the station. He had to park right in front of the station on a major street, come out every half hour, look at it, I don't know what. Okay. So we're coming back from jail one day, and we see flares by the police station. Hey, is that our station? I don't know. So we're heading for it. Yeah, it was flares everywhere. Okay, we get closer. Here's that sergeant standing there on the sidewalk looking at this piece of metal, which is now his car. Okay, here it comes. Some illegal Latin alien coming down the road with his buddy's borrowed car, no insurance, no driver's license, and it ain't his car. Drunk, nails this Thunderbird and made it into a freaking e-car, okay? Put it into another big Chevy, and that's all he had was one big Chevy, a little thing about this wide, literally about this, maybe 4 feet wide, of his old T-Bird, okay? Pretty much the engine. I'm about to tell you that. Pretty much the rear compartment where you sit probably got racked into the dashboard, and the engine's going to stay where it's at, obviously. And then it went into another large car that was parked at the curb. And we drive by looking and get into the parking lot, we get out, and walk over to a couple of guys. What happened? He goes, it's great. There's a suspect. Some non-speaking guy standing there, Oh, wow. And then all four of us look at each other. I go, hey, who's going to approve booking? He goes, I don't know. He's going to tell him how his family's doing? Is the handcuffs too tight? No. Okay, now talk about changing your colors. Oh my gosh. So everything after that, he just walked out and goes, okay, book him. Didn't matter who it was. Completely flipped his attitude. Because he just became a victim of his little self-righteous, every Latino is innocent type thing. I'm not saying they're all innocent. I'm just saying you got to treat everybody the same way. Okay. So he got his justice. We thought it was great. Oh my God. They had to call. Then they had to get a tow truck because you can't leave that hunk of mess there. Of course, the suspect's car gets impounded. The poor victim who came to the police station to make a report, his car gets nailed because he's parked at the curb legally. His car's toast. Okay, because the whole back end of his trunk is all the way up to the back seat. And of course, the supervisor has to get rid of his car. Not his car, really. We found out the next day they had a tow truck. They had to have a crane because they had to lift it up. It's just a block of metal. I guess you could drag it up into their special carrier. I guess they had one with a crane where they could actually lift up what's left of this car and put it on a flatbed and take it back to his house. I have no idea where I'm going to say. He went to his house. I don't know what you can recover from that. Some spark plugs? I don't know. It's pretty much gone. Anyway, so that's justice. And I think I don't say he deserved it, but pretty close. Pretty close. And again, you reap what you sow. And racism's not good. Not good at all. Today it wasn't good then. It's not good today. So anyway, that's my story. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll get back to some more Bad Supervisors in a little bit. Okay? See you next time. Bye-bye.